Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. I am your host and game master, Skajarmas, otherwise known as Tone Shift. As always, quick point of order before we get into today's session. It's probably going to be a little on the shorter side. It is the middle of the holiday season right now, and as a result, a lot of our players have had unfortunate scheduling issues at work that have led to us having to shuffle things around a bit. And as a result of that, probably going to be a shorter session today, but that's totally fine. So, with that said, let's go through our full cast of players. We have Tom117Z playing Rosa Solwyn, our female Elvan Mithra Watcher.
Save me so much work, too little play, Aeon help.
We have Mystic playing Aeon, our male Moogle Time Mage.
Rosa, I will be here for you, Koopa.
we have Hades Shadow 92 playing Cassandra, our female human dragoon.
It's okay, Rosa. Big sister will protect you.
We have Darkness playing Kunara, our female Lupin warrior.
Great to be back, you wonderful people.
And last but certainly not least, we have Ari playing Kayana, our female Tarufel engineer. Just an evil little laugh. Okay.
An evil little giggle.
I'm a witch. Anyway.
I did a reverse psychology and I might have broke something.
I used your own damn advice on you. How do you feel about that? Not good. Anyway. So, where last we left off, our intrepid band of adventurers, the Freebirds, had found themselves becoming increasingly embroiled in some sort of unseen movement, some sort of criminal conspiracy to abduct a shit ton of people in the city of Windurst, using the cover of the recent festival to celebrate the end of the Amber Tide. After a lot of sleuthing around, asking witnesses, and beating the shit out of some hired muscle, they've finally been able to deduce the general gist of everything that's happening. A local merchant under the name of Claudian, prominent individual with a lot of money to go around, and also perhaps secretly a bit of a money loaner, has been working with an individual known as Solus to use some sort of armband, some sort of bracelets, whatever you want to call them, to charm and enthrall the minds of anyone who put them on. Individuals who were visiting the city of Windurst for the festival, who no one would miss if they were gone the next day. And as a result, those people were all shepherded onto a ship called the Ice Maiden and sailed off to the north to numerous potential destinations. To help nail down which destination and to, throw the legal book at one of the individuals responsible for this heinous act, the Freebirds have been enlisted, so to speak, and volunteered their services to the City Watch of Windurst to infiltrate Claudian's manor, to apprehend the man himself, and look for any documents or information or correspondence that might help ascertain the exact nature of this operation, what they're hoping to get out of it, anyone else who might be involved, and anything else that might be of note, such as where the prisoners are now. To facilitate this, they have set themselves up around Claudian's manor in the richer districts of the city with various city watch members, including the remarkably stealthy Velmafra, parked in the shadows around the estate. To keep numbers to a minimum and to ensure that they have the option of covering a potential escape route Claudian might have via the sewers, only Rosa and Kunara will be making the approach to the manor in the middle of the night, when the watches are minimal and visitation is over. As such, we begin as you two move to clamber over the fence. So just to quickly summarize the layout of things, you have a fairly substantial yard. Not like the biggest yard in the world, but it's substantial enough. It's fenced in on all sides by a high wall that's about half stone, that's like up to about eye level, and then like double that height in metal bars. Difficult to climb, but manageable. And you presume that there will probably be external patrols of hired security to ensure no one breaks in. So, for purposes, let's go ahead and give you a visual of the outside of the manor.
Gonna be revenge for the boat thing, I know it.
So go ahead and scroll down to the bottom and just tell for me what angle you guys want to approach from. Because sort of looking at the manor from a distance, there's this, at the front of it, there's a path leading up to the front door, a sort of long horizontal deck, some lit lanterns. There's scattered light coming from a handful of the windows, not as much as this map might suggest. You had all day to sort of scope things out from a distance before this operation began. There's a sort of a little gated off section off to the side that you presume leads to sort of like a pond or something. In the back, there are a few other paths connecting different areas with a little fountain and well. It's a 2-story manor. You have options. But again, there is also the risk of patrols passing around the area. So,
If I, as Tom, had to put in my 2 cents, the top right looks like a fairly
Yeah, but there is
area.
no door there.
No, but there's also no doors, no windows. A safer place
Wow.
to approach without being seen before we get there.
Yeah, I believe that would be a way. And so there's 1, 2, 3. Are these also doors? I think. Oh no.
yes, those are doors. Like,
Oh,
the building
so
does
yeah,
have kind of a
4
lifted, the
doors,
place does have kind of a lifted
windows.
foundation, so if you see some steps leading up to a source of light, that indicates that that is probably an entrance.
So we have 5
This back
entrances from my count.
this back here is also a door, but it's like more like a larger door that sort of tall, wide, and barred.
6 doors.
Indeed.
Okay.
And then we have a whole bunch of windows down the right side of the building, windows up top.
Oh, speaking out of character, I know Kunara would definitely want to avoid being spotted at all times.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like where we are now, just walking up to the front door, is not the best plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just putting your tokens there for the moment because it's there and it's easy and it's convenient. That's not necessarily where you're actually positioned.
And as much as this seems promising over here, to be honest, water, if we accidentally hit that, makes too much noise, so definitely
Also, that
avoid
kind of
that.
seems like a big porch area. I feel like there
Yeah.
would be people chilling.
There's also a gate there, so...
I feel like either top right or top left. Your call. I'm following your lead, Mama Wolf.
I vote we try to take the back entrance. It might be less guarded than the other areas. Might be the word.
Well, if we start at the top right of the mansion there, it's a little further from the doors, but also might be a little further from prying eyes, so we can approach along one of the walls and check in through the windows.
That is true, although I do see sources of light indicating there may be windows around there.
Not on the very top right. There's a fairly dark patch, and then windows to the left and down from it.
Yeah, I was at mainly these areas here. But yeah, it's the darkest area.
So if we start in the top right corner, then we can make our way down or left.
Fair enough. But are you certain you want to do this?
I am here now, aren't I? So please don't question me anymore. My anxiety is just about under control, 5%.
Oh dear. Well, just keep in mind I allowed you to come along as long as you stay with me at all times and do your very best to be sneaky.
Sneaking. I can do that. Stealth cat. Let's go.
All right, so you guys going for the top right?
Indeed, we know.
All right, go ahead and park your tokens up there for me, please, and make for me athletics checks for clambering over the fence.
Oh no, I am lost inside the building. Oh no.
Yeah, and and also make for me stealth checks for safely
Okay.
passing through and not drawing any attention from the.
Alright.
Yeah.
My stealth check, which I roll first,
Okay.
that's 11.
Okay.
Good roll. My athletics check. Oh no. Nowhere near as good. That's a 4.
4. Let's wait until Kunara rolls before you address this. Because the athletics chronologically comes first.
I
Yeah,
fuck up, but I do it quietly.
Yeah, I thought it would since we're scaling like events, aren't we?
Yeah.
Although before I confirm the roll, because I'm also got quite a bit of destiny. Oh, yeah, more destiny than I ever thought earlier.
That's not a bad roll. How much
Let's
have
see
you
though.
got in stealth?
Yeah,
You got
I mean,
20.
I've been having too many 9s. I'd rather not get more 9s.
A 9 is not a bad roll, especially for this level.
Alright then. So we use a 9 for
Level
the
2. Level 2.
athletics. Now time for the stealth, which definitely is more important, I say.
Indeed.
So come on, good shake. Go.
Not bad.
Nice.
Alright. So that would be 13 stealth.
Nice. You are...
Can I flavor it that as we're climbing over, Rosa gets a tail snagged on something?
Sure. So yeah, like you watch as a Kunara deftly sort of jumps up, grabs onto the bars, and just effortlessly sort of vaults herself over, and despite her heavy armor and her big cloak, lands with just a very gentle rustle and low thud. Her armor isn't scraping or rattling. It seems that Kunara is absolutely made for the quiet hunt. And you sort of take a second, nod your head. Okay, that doesn't look so hard. And then you jump up and sort of grab onto the bars, hold there for a second, try to climb up, and as you're going, there's just this little bit of sort of slightly misshapen metal that's just kind of coming out of the fence, like a spot that needs to be bent back into shape. And you just kind of feel this tug on your tail as you're climbing up, and you look down, and it's kind of gotten snagged. And you are now stuck in place as if you try to rip that free with force, that's going to hurt. But because you've lost your upward momentum, you're basically just stuck in place. And if you let go now, you're going to fall.
Kanao sees this, and could she perhaps help to unhook it carefully and quietly?
No, I didn't tell anyone, but I think my tail is...
Hold still.
Hold on, let me try that too. She just gently tries to move her tail. And I guess gets nowhere.
It actually kind of stings.
Okay, not moving.
Shh. Don't move. There.
I've been painting quietly.
Okay. Kunara, just make from your finish check, please. It won't be a high DC, but just roll it.
Okay. I could do that. Right. Oh, damn.
What'd you get?
Nearly a critical success, but one off.
Yeah.
I think that will definitely do it.
You only needed a 5. So you look down at Rosa's pinched tail, and you just kind of get this exasperated look like, oh, seriously? You're such an amateur. And he does kind of grab onto the little bit of misshapen metal, just kind of pry it open, and Rosa, your tail comes free without an issue. You've still lost all your upward momentum, though, so you're still just kind of hanging onto there like a cat's trying to climb a tree.
She's gonna try and scramble up, like, you know a cat that's like maybe halfway onto the counter, but isn't quite there?
Okay, if you're going to be doing that, I need you to make another athletics check. You're going to be suffering a -2 penalty because of that loss of momentum, and then I'm going to need you to reroll your stealth check.
Rosa, don't panic. Easy.
Alright, so... And then that's a 9 for athletics.
All right, that is a success.
That's good. Huh, I guess giving her advice worked.
6, 7, 8, 9, and a 10 for stealth.
All right, so after a second of sort of catching your breath and swishing your tail away, you're like, okay, you're good. You tighten your grip and with a bit sort of a surge of energy sort of scramble up and over, and your landing is not as graceful as Kunara's was, but you do manage to avoid making too much of a sound as you sort of onto the ground.
Stupid health hazard. She smacks the fence lightly with her tail in irritation.
All right.
Hey, focus.
All right. So
We just got over the fence. We still got work to do.
it's not a party till we're into the manor.
Yep.
Anyway, so all right. So you managed to get over the fence, and with those stealth rolls holding, you sort of creep forward. There's like again, it's not a massive yard. There's only like 15 feet of clearance between like 15 feet between the fence and the side of the house. Maybe a little more, probably closer to 20 feet now I'm thinking about it, with more like 40 feet in front, but regardless. So you sort of crouch down low and tuck through a few sort of artistically placed but not necessarily maintained bushes to sort of shelter yourself from view, as one such of the security men sort of goes walking by at a slow, leisurely jaunt, whistling a little aimless tune to himself. Just sort of creep quietly around the bush as he passes, and he disappears around the bend. And with that, you manage to get up to the corner of the house uninterrupted. You are now where your tokens are placed on the map.
Okay. Okay. Next step is to sneak along here now.
I think there's mostly windows down bottom, and then there's a door, 2 doors over there, but other windows.
Indeed. I would have been more willing to go for the far door, but since we're too far from that, it's probably best we try one of these two.
Maybe should we look in one of the windows? I've watched ahead. See what's in there.
Wait here. She's gonna sleep on the side of the wall and just try to peek over.
All right. Making your way over to that window, you sort of poke your head in and you get a view of what looks to be a fairly standard bedroom, unoccupied. There's a desk against the far wall. You sort of get a view of like the bed from its baseboard that sort of slightly obstructs some of your view, but you see all that. There's a couple of little potted plants. There's, again, desk at the far end with a candelabra providing light. Looks to be sort of an old fire pit, maybe. You can just kind of make out the corner of it from your position at the window that's not currently lit. No one in the bed.
Okay. Actually got a question. What kind of window is it? Is it one that could be opened, or was it one that's just like...
Does not look like it, no. It's glass with a sort of a very firm wooden bars sort of across it, in this sort of very artistic pattern. But you're probably not going to be opening this with unless you shatter it, but that makes noise.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Does it look like? What do you see?
Appears to be a room.
Is it like a guest bedroom or the master bedroom?
Looks like a guest bedroom maybe, but it's kind of hard to tell without necessarily knowing the layout first up.
I see 3 more windows ahead before the door.
I shall scout ahead.
I'll keep an eye out for bad guys.
You do that.
All right, Rosa, awareness check. Kunara, you go ahead and make your way over.
7, 8.
8. For the moment, things seem to be clear. Kunara, you make your way up to that window and you sort of just lean over to peer in, and you see it's a very different room. It's sort of very gray and basic on the floor, just almost like exposed, hard, compacted dirt. There's a metal grate sort of in the heart of a stone ring in the center, and you can see a bunch of wooden benches and some towels up on the walls surrounding what look to be just slightly elevated baths. You have found a bathing room. Just a second here to draw this in.
So there's no one occupying the room yet.
Does not look like it. In fact, the baths don't even appear to be filled. It is an empty room at present.
This time of night, everyone's going to be asleep except for, the guards.
Yes. You might have chose a good spot after all.
Well, I like to think I can be useful on occasion, hopefully.
She's looking at you.
The tail swishes slightly. Is it me or did that sound oddly like Kunara? Cassandra. Hey, Ska!
That was me. I was the one who did that.
I thought it was Hades doing that because his mic picked up when that happened.
The owl noise? No, that was me. That was just
Yeah.
me providing ambience.
Yeah.
I'm also pretty sure Hades can't make the noise as well as I can.
No, I cannot.
Anyway.
Also, is there an animation on this map of birds? Because occasionally I'm seeing shadows fly past.
No.
Shadows.
It's a static image.
Maybe I'm just
Like, I got this from Google. Like, I panic grabbed this from Google Images.
He's getting into the ambience and the creepiness.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Anyway.
before we enter, though, I would rather we examine around the corner and see if there's any guards outside. So wait here.
Maybe wait at every junction. And help.
All right. Kunara, you sort of peek your head around the corner to the little place where the paths intersect around the well. I need you to make an awareness check for me, please.
Okay.
Okay, that's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Let's see. That would be 14.
14. All right. Sort of poke your head around the bend, and with your sort of eyes acclimatized to nighttime hunting and environments, you easily spot the glow of someone holding a lantern, sort of working their way through this sort of a larger room on the other side. You can kind of make out from here, not a lot of details given the distance, but you can kind of see this large table in the middle and a bunch of cupboards and whatnot sort of scattered throughout, and an unlit fireplace against the far wall from you. And just sort of slowly walking through, you see an individual holding a lit lantern. And they are dressed in simple, common enough to acquire armors as they just sort of slowly walk through, heading towards the left side. And then disappear for a moment. Light sort of flickering as you assume they pass through a door or just out of sight.
There is a guard nearby, although I lost sight of him. Somewhere around there.
We slip into the path? Is the door open?
I shall check.
All right, you
This is
come
just
around.
slowly sneaking around.
And you come around and you try the door. That's locked.
Are these windows similarly not meant to open like the bedroom?
Looking at them, there's sort of like a horizontal, narrow portion that can be opened closer to the top, but not nearly large enough to climb through. Those look more to be just for the purpose of venting steam when the baths are active.
Well, let's see if... Well, that depends. Does the door have, like, the usual lock mechanism, or is it...
It does have a typical lock, yes.
Let's see if I can think of it then of trying to unpick the lock.
Okay. Do you have lock picks?
She's gonna probably try what she did last time in the sessions back.
Okay, make a thievery check for me then.
On high roll.
Didn't Aeon open that door when the last time we tried this?
Yeah. And yeah. Unless I could. Let's need to. I don't think a 7 would do.
It's up to you if you want to try that. I won't tell you if you succeed or not until you settle on a final number.
Well, it's worth a shot. We need some way to get into this place.
All right, try it.
Right. So, got 7 so far. Man, that went off the table. Try again. That's a 6. So,
Does a 13 do it?
A 13 does indeed do it. You needed an 11. So it's a good thing you spent that point of destiny. So you spend a couple of seconds sort of fiddling with it with your claw, sort of slipping it in and just like trying to like knock the pins up. And your claw is a little thick for this keyhole at first, and after a second you just figure, fuck it, and just kind of shove your claw forward a little bit, and you hear this sort of a from the pins before you pull your claw out, and the door slowly creaks open. You have thoroughly destroyed the lock, but the door is unlocked. And as far as you can tell, anyone who looks at this door to try and figure out why it won't lock will just figure that the lock has just gotten to that point in age and needs to be replaced. So
That's good. Also, an update. I have now 5 destiny.
nice.
Made it.
Hey, warriors.
And presto, the door is open.
Who's Presto?
Come on.
All right, so you slip your way into the bathroom. There are 3 baths in total. Again, there's that grate, and against the southern wall, a single door.
As Rosa comes in, Kunara closely shuts the door behind her. So far, so good.
These drawers over here.
Yeah, that's just drawers.
I take it it's just like bar supplies and stuff.
Yeah, you pull it up and you're just seeing shit like towels and rags, washcloths, loofahs, that sort of thing.
What kind of door is this? Does it
Are there
have a
any-
door or not?
Oh, in that cupboard, are there any sort of girly shampoos or anything?
A little scavenge check.
I would imagine there'd be some form of shampoo being about.
Shampoos, smellies, anything that.
Soap. Hot towels. Probably not
6,
hot
7,
yet.
8, 9. Do I have anything? It's scavenge. I have 1 to 10.
10. You sort of, after shuffling around for a bit, sort of in the top drawer, you pull it open and you see that there's like an assortment of sort of simple sort of bottles that do seem to have shampoo, cleaning supplies in them.
She's kind of walking out with you. Do just swipe a couple.
Okay. You have a couple of shampoo bottles. Okay.
What are you doing?
You guys have ruined her. Nothing.
We will not smell mangy on my watch. This is nice shit. We're taking it from the crime boss. Anyway, so.
I was pretty sure stealing wasn't on this mission, but then again, he's not
Hey.
a decent person.
This guy is like a really bad guy, so I don't think it entirely counts. And also, just
Just
Shut up.
don't let your little obsessions get to you.
It's not an obsession. It's just we've been out on the road for a while and haven't been able to get up nice and shut up, door.
All right, so Kunara, before that little misadventure, you were asking about said door as you were heading towards it.
Yeah. Is there like a little keyhole she could peek through, or is it just like a normal door?
This is just a normal door.
Okay. So I guess she would slowly and carefully open it a slight to peek through if it opens.
All right, it does indeed open just a little bit. Stealth check.
Okay, another stealth check. It's a 4. If I got something in stealth.
That is unfocused as hell. Fuck.
Hang on a minute. I
One of
sort it
them's a
out.
1.
It's a 1 and a 2. But hang on, I'll fix the
Oh.
camera.
Oh no.
A 1 and a
Oh,
2.
no.
That's not much.
Plus
Yeah.
3. Should be
But
6.
I am debating. Let's check in my stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is spend destiny. Power.
Jesus. Have you got through to the actual house yet? You spent 2 destiny. Sergeant, we might have made a mistake.
Right.
All right.
So in total now it would be 11.
11.
Mm.
All right, so you sort of pull the door open just a little bit. And as you're slowly pulling it open, your ears perk up as just down the corridor a little ways from the direction of that, what you assume was a kitchen you had seen, you hear footsteps.
Yeah,
They stop right outside the door, then you've just sort of like ducked off to one side and just started holding your breath for a second, and after a second you just hear, huh? Eh. He just grabs the door and closes it. And then through that door, muffled, you hear the...
Must have been the wind.
He rolled a 7 on his awareness. If you hadn't rolled that destiny, you would have just been caught.
Oh, I mean, it's a good call then.
Yeah. So after a few seconds, you hear his footsteps sort of fade into silence.
Okay. There's definitely a guard in the corridor.
Well, I mean, they're gonna be. We just need to, stay out behind them, walk behind them so they can't see us because their eyes don't go backwards. Do they go backwards?
No.
Good. Because that'd be anatomically weird.
Very,
Well.
yes.
Well then. I vote that one of us goes through, unless you can keep up.
Well, we're sticking together, aren't we? That was
Yes.
your whole stipulation.
True. I would like to know a pattern of how he's patrolling. These guards usually do now and then.
Oh, we need to be able to see him to do that, and I can't see through solid wood. I haven't got that spell yet.
Well, we have to move on forward. So he's about to open the door. So
All right.
Again.
Yep. You open the door, and you can just faintly see the faint flickering of his lantern light from around a bend. The door opens up into a long, narrow corridor, narrow enough that you're probably going to have to walk through it single file to get places. And I'll just go ahead and reveal that like so.
And he disappeared, I'm guessing, around this bend?
Yeah, he's gone that way. So you can see a lantern light coming from this bend. Just a little ways down, ways off to your left, just across from the door that leads to what you assume would be that guest bedroom. There's a sort of a bend making a T section, and you can see the slowly disappearing light of his lantern as he's walking down that way, humming a little ditty to himself.
So, this door, guest bedroom, you say?
This door.
No, that's the door. I was gonna
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
this one next.
yeah. What you're seeing there, that's more like just a little cubby where there are some boxes and whatnot stored that you can kind of see. I'll go ahead and just reveal that.
Okay, he's gone around the corner for now.
Also, at the far end of the corridor,
That's a cupboard, isn't it?
way over here, off on the far side, you see a set of stairs going up, and on the other side, a door that leads, you assume, to those kitchens you saw earlier.
So, I reckon
Well,
that
stairs.
panic room would most likely be either down here, unless they decided to construct it upstairs.
Secret room behind bookshelves. We should move books, but don't disturb the category system. To our right, I think that one heads back to one of the other entrances. You think the master bedroom will probably be upstairs, right? All right.
Most
So my room
likely.
was. Follow the stairs up then.
Yes.
All right, so
Which she'd be sneaking around up here. This is peek around the corner.
yep, you peek around the corner, you get a look down, and you can just sort of see again the light of the guard's lantern as he walks away. You can see again the sort of narrowish corridor. Off to one side, there is a door that leads you're not sure where. Before it goes into a bend, there's another door just sort of on the far side, right here, that you're not sure where that goes either. And again, the light of the guard's lantern just kind of flickering as it goes that way.
I would have preferred if we knew more of our surroundings. But upstairs we go. Just be warned, it might be more heavily guarded. If its master bedroom is up there.
All right. So, you two go. You climb the stairs, and give me a second because now I need to move you to the second floor.
You know, sneaking through a house this actually reminds me of Grand Theft Auto 5. One of the missions.
All right, so you guys slowly climb up the stairs, being careful to make as little noise as possible as you're going. When you finally come up, there's this sort of just a little bend around. And I'm just going to go ahead and reveal the shit here. Go ahead, guys, and scroll up to the top half of this map. That's where the second floor is located.
Okay.
Of the stairs, there's a door there, and it's just down the
Yep.
corridor.
Yep, as you sort of come up, you immediately see that there is a door sort of directly to the side of the stairs as you're coming up, and a long corridor heading off towards the heart of the manor, and just sort of peeking your head down that way. You can see that it sort of opens up into a larger room of sorts, though you can't see much of it from here. I'll just do that. Give you sort of a horizontal slice of what you can see.
A sword and armor on display.
Yep. Looks to just be decorative.
And with that, now it's going to slowly, quietly sneak up here.
Do I say decorative instead of decorative?
I think it just kind of depends on my mood. Either pronunciation works for me.
This door, does it have a keyhole?
It does.
I'll look through the keyhole.
All right, roll an awareness, and Kunara, you roll an awareness as well. And remind me what your last stealth check was, Kunara?
My last stealth check was, I believe, an 11? Or was it a 13?
My awareness is 13, so...
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, it ran downstairs when it came to that guard, so give me a sec. Yeah, when tendering the guard, it was an 11.
All right, so Kunara, you peek your head around the corner, and you catch sight of a rather large room that it looks like sort of just overlooks sort of large chamber. You get the impression that like this is like a 2-story room that leads into like the entrance. So there's like this high-rise balcony with stairs with red carpet sort of leading down to the lower level. And as you're sort of looking around, you can see along the wall you're sort of hugging. There's a very ornate sort of door with a little red carpet at its base, and across on the far side of this sort of semicircle oblong balcony that overlooks the entranceway, you see a security individual sort of keeping a watch over the entrance. Has not noticed you yet.
Does that also reveal the entranceway then in the downstairs area, since that is part of the downstairs area?
Part of it, at least. I'll go ahead and reveal part of that for you guys, but not all of it.
There's a guard on watch.
Oh, I see, through the keyhole.
Okay, so yes, to you, Rosa, as you sort of poke your eye through the keyhole. You can't see much, even with that 13, because it is a very narrow slice, but staring across, you see what looks to be sort of like a second layer to that same fire pit as on the first floor, maybe? Just a spot where you can generate light. You can see just faintly see a desk. Like the corner of one, a little carpet, not much visual, sort of branching out a little bit. You can get a little bit more of a visual, but again, it's not a whole lot. That's about what you got there. Just the edge of a desk, a chair, a fancy rug, and a fire pit, but nothing else yet.
Gently examining the door handle. Is this door locked?
Does not appear to be, no.
Alright, opening it a crack to look into the rest of the room. What we see?
All right. Opening that door up, you are given to the sight of what looks to be a fairly substantial sort of office study space, albeit lacking in bookcases. sort of just like a casual hybrid between a lounge and an office. Again, there's that cozy fireplace. There's the desk with a few scrolled up bits of parchment and paper and a candelabra on it. Some boxes against the far wall. A couple of windows framing it that give you a nice view of the yard outside. Off to your immediate left, there is what appears to be a bar of sorts where, imagine an individual might have a personal selection of drinks and a reading table across from that, sort of against the far left wall. And on the other side of the far left wall, there is a door. And I will just draw all of that in for you like that.
Something.
Also, can I just say how much I actually really like this map? I panic Googled it and it actually works really well. I like it.
I just realized something as well.
Yes.
What?
It's probably a good thing Rosa did take those shampoos because the others in the sewers are probably going to need it.
They're not in the sewers. They're just watching the sewer entrance to make sure Claudia doesn't
I am
use
not giving Aeon a bath again.
it.
Yeah.
Spoil as you will.
He could smell like roses.
All right, so what you doing?
Kunara, this looks pretty good. Office space. Might be his office. There's another door at the end. Maybe bedroom?
And also, not gonna lie, I thought of something really funny.
Oh, really?
Why did I imagine everyone taking turns bathing Aeon?
Oh, no.
It's Tuesday. That
would
means
be
it's your
funny,
turn,
actually.
Kuna. The fluffy babes, the fluffy.
It's Thursday, my dudes! Aeon screams above.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
Also, it's Wednesday, my
no.
dudes, not
Stop
Thursday.
wiggling.
But anyway, so what you doing?
I suppose it's worth a check. After all,
We just wanted to check for documents, right? And incriminating stuff? Evidence like super sleuths.
you make a valid point. Although, just keep note, there is a guard around the corners.
So we should be super careful because in those books I read, my informative materials, there are often like traps and hidden tripwires and alarms and stuff.
That's a very good point.
So,
Let me check it out.
Rosa is going to.
Although there's also a door. Is that a door?
Yeah, that's a door.
Rosa is going to approach this guy's desk and she's going to give it a once over for anything that looks suspicious, like traps, alarms, such and such.
Awareness check.
12.
12. Looking it over, you are confident that this desk does not have any traps or alarms.
I'm going
tied
to
it.
look for anything incriminating and or important.
Scavenge
Oh
check.
yeah.
And while you're
help me
doing
with this?
Sure.
Oh.
Although I was going to check over there to make sure.
All right.
Oh,
If Kunara is assisting you, go ahead and add a +2 to your roll.
4 eyes are better than one, and I don't wear glasses.
I do.
So does she just make the roll while I
Yeah.
do that?
She makes the roll and gets a +2 from your assistance.
So
Okay.
my scavenge, I think, is +1, so that'll be +3. Let me check that. Yeah. All right. 5, 10.
10. Going through these documents and sheets of paper on here, and like you pull up on one of the scrolls and unroll it, and you realize that scroll is blank. You grab the next one, unroll it, also blank. You look at the sheet of paper on the desk, and it is dated to like a few months ago. As you're sort of looking around it, you start to get the impression that none of these documents actually directly relate to Claudian. And there's certainly nothing here that's incriminating.
I get the impression that there's no kind of a secret hidden ink or anything. It's just blank, new parchment yet to be written on.
Near as you can tell, yeah. The rolled up scrolls that are blank just seem to be not used yet.
Oh yeah, and just a note, can I also shut this door?
I figured.
What about the other
Yeah.
desk over here, the reading desk, yeah?
Going over there and looking at the reading desk, there are a handful of books on it. One that sits open, and that one just appears to be... It looks to be a mystery novel.
And there's also like a drawers.
But it is an older novel too. As you're sort of looking it over, you look it over for a second. Your bookwormy brain sort of immediately picks up. Oh, this was a book that was imported all the way over from Venada, like from 100 years back, and it's about this investigator named Brardian who's really damn good at his job and has to keep dealing with a buffoon.
Oh God. It's Hildebrand.
It's canon too. Like that book, it's also all the way like Brardian. The books about him are all the way back in the family campaign 107 years ago. This is a classic.
Collection.
This is a literary classic from Venada.
Somehow further Hildebrand adventures.
It's more about Brardian than Hildebrand. He's just a recurring gag character, but yeah. Anyways, you're doing Kunara?
Don't worry, Mr. Book. Is this book... Sorry, just before we go to that, is this book super rare or like?
It's not necessarily rare, but it is a classic. It gets reprinted fairly frequently on account of the fact that it's a classic, and it's fairly sought after in Fenora, especially in the more intellectual circles, simply on the grounds that it is from a foreign continent. So there's
Don't worry, Mr. Book. I won't leave you in the clutches of Mr. Mean Guy, and I'm taking it.
Okay.
She did ask a question about that. So you're adding that to your collection, I take it.
I'm not a kleptomaniac, I'm a liberator.
Okay. All right, so looking through the boxes in the chest over there on the northern side of the room, Kunara, make a scavenge check for me, please.
Okay, that would be...
I love how you say that Rosa's not a kleptomaniac, but she's been stealing a lot lately.
You all are horrible influences.
Well, if you start to get a bit of a storage problem, we're gonna have a problem. Oh dear. Don't be a clutter nut. Anyway.
3 empty inventory slots still, it's fine.
That would be a 10 for scavenge.
10 for scavenge. All of these boxes, drawers, and that chest are empty. There's nothing in them.
Much luck here. Though there is still a door I need to check on.
Another keyhole.
Another keyhole.
We have a quick glance in, see if anyone's home.
Sure. Go ahead.
Alright, I'll do it now.
All right.
I suppose I can get close to the door. Your snout's kind of long.
All right,
Actually,
kneeling
move
down
back
and
to
poking your head through, you see another sort of just a sort of a wedge of a bedroom. And you can sort of see the bed on the far wall, but it doesn't look like there's anyone in it.
Looks like another guest bedroom at first glance.
Nicer than the one you saw downstairs, but yes, another guest bedroom. Or at the very least, nicer in the sense that this one comes with a tacked-on additional living room.
This is another guest space. Damn.
And remind me, what was the spell that Rosa has at the moment?
Stop, but I'll stop someone so long as they can't resist it. Give us time to maybe incapacitate them, tie them up, whatever. I'd rather save... I mean, I can quick cast it, I can slow cast it, but I'd rather save the quick cast for Claudian.
Although, how would that work in this situation? Because we're not in combat.
I mean...
If you do a slow cast.
It just means that you would take a few seconds to cast the spell.
I could try to do it quietly if I'm not seen.
Because I don't think that guard is willing to leave his post anytime soon. And I think that's where we need to go. Just a hunch.
Okay, do you think that might be... We got to find the master bedroom. So, looking at this, is that carpet like a red carpet thing there?
Last time you were looking,
Sorry.
yeah, that had appeared to be some red carpet. Very nice. But
Whereas this door
That's
is just
probably
pretty
where it
plain.
might be.
that's not a door,
Yeah.
that's a mirror. This thing
Yeah, I
down
was
here is a
thinking
mirror.
That
Wow.
might be the master bedroom because of the difference in the quality there.
Yeah,
Or it's-
yellow carpet, red carpet.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But first, we need to deal with this guy before we get to there, because he would clearly spot us.
Okay. Okay, if I stop him, he could. Even if I initially get him, it might not take him too long to resist. So you're gonna need to gag him and tie him up really fast. We need. Shall we go grab some bed sheets?
I like your thinking.
Make some impromptu ropes since we never found any.
I'm sure we could find something that simulates a rope.
Alright.
Although, if you find any like pants or socks, that would make a great gag for him.
Alright, I think we're going to take any, like I said, pants, socks, bed sheets to make some an impromptu gag and binds.
Okay. So you go ahead. You grab. You see her grabbing the blankets and the socks.
Anything that can be used, even if it has to be torn to create what we said. Yeah.
Okay. When it comes to like bonds, like you sort of look at, they're like those sort of yellow curtains along the northern wall that you sort of look at, and you realize that they're sort of bound in place by very stylish, kind of shiny, but still rope.
Right, time to get him acquainted with some bondage.
And I'm gonna take like a ball of socks as a mixture of gag to stick in his mouth.
Okay. So you get a bundle of socks, 4 lengths of colorful rope that are each about 4 feet each, and a big ass blanket and maybe some pillows if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna try not to quick cast. We get around the corner. I'm going to quietly do the incantation, cast stop on him. The moment he is stopped, you go in with these, tie him up, and we'll put him in a closet somewhere.
Bag him and tag him.
I'll be on standby. Let me know when he's out.
Okay. I'm gonna go here on the corner. Now I should go right behind me.
All right, so as you're emerging from that space, the first thing I would like you two to do is make an awareness roll as you're heading up towards that corner.
Okay.
Alright, so 4, 5, 6, 7 plus
I would have thought
do.
he should have made awareness found his.
10.
10. All right, so you roll that 10, you sort of poke your head around, and as you're sort of poking your head around...
I got, just double checking, 11 again.
11. So you both get it. As you're sort of coming up to that corner, you kind of come up short as you actually hear hushed-ish voices. And as you sort of poke your head around, you see that from a door on the far side of that chamber that you hadn't necessarily paid much attention to, it looks like another individual has emerged and is kind of talking to the guard across the way. Another patrolman.
Yeah.
Seen anything? Nah, it's been quiet all night. All right. There's a heads up downstairs, the bathroom exit. Lock's broken. Gonna have to tell the boss about that in the morning. Ah, shit. Nose goes to tell him, not me. Ah, fuck, god damn it. All right, fine, you take care of it. I'm heading downstairs. Yeah, don't trip on a lock key or something. What the fuck's a lock key? I don't know, I'm tired. Go downstairs. Ha! You watch the guy sort of descend down the stairs and vanish from sight, heading down to the lower level.
Yeah, we need to do this very quietly.
Alright. No, wait till I don't hear footsteps anymore, like he's firmly gone from that whole room, including the low level, the entrance hall.
Yeah, it takes about, you have sort of like a visual on him, and you see him pass through sort of a large archway into a different room, but after let's say like 40 seconds, he's out of earshot. You don't hear his footsteps anymore.
So he initially emerged from this door, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he's downstairs somewhere.
Now that, once we're sure that it's just this guy in the entrance hall, just kind of watching over it, what direction is he currently facing?
He's facing out over the rest of the hallway, over like the entrance, sort of looking down.
Alright. since he's not looking, I'm going to begin my cast of stop. Go very wrong. We'll see.
All right, so
Probably not.
so first of all, just for purposes, go ahead and make for me a stealth check versus his awareness. If you succeed, you'll get a preemptive round that'll let you get 2 tries if shit goes awry. Never mind, he rolled snake eyes. You get your preemptive round.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
For reference, I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So,
All right.
Great roll.
All right, so are you doing a slow cast?
Yeah.
All right. How much MP does stop cost?
If I recall, only 4. Yeah, 4.
All right, so you sort of take out your bow, hold it in front of you for a little second, quietly mutter an incantation under your breath. You spin it once in the air, and over towards the manor occupant, the guardsman. There's a sort of slowly ascending circle of rings starting from his feet, gray in color. And there's this quiet noise around him as he looks down. What the? Opposed finesse check. He got a 9. You got a what?
I haven't rolled yet, but you just see out of the wooden floorboards and kind of peeking through the carpets, small vines kind of crawl out of him, trying to restrain him. Or I tend to flavor it.
All right.
Alright, so finesse, you say?
Yep.
6, 7, 8, 9. That's a straight 9. So I need. My finesse is 4. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he rolled a 9 himself, so yeah.
I rolled a
Alright.
straight 9, 6, and a 3, plus 4.
All right, so here's how we're going to do this. He does have a chance on every one of his turns to try and break out of it, so you guys are in a bit of a time crunch to get him somewhere in time. So there's this just a swirl of vines that suddenly wrap around him, sort of disconnecting from the floor, and he only has time to go like, and he
I
starts
want to preemptive
struggling in
round
them.
though, and Kunara hasn't done anything yet.
Yep, all right, so
Yep.
we have a turn order going. Rosa, that initiated things, so Kunara, what you doing?
I'm gonna move just
First,
slightly
you
away.
move, but quietly, of course.
Of course.
So sneaky
Gotcha.
and over,
All right, so you come making your way over here.
which would use all my movement, which I think would be about here. I have
Yeah.
medium range, was it?
Yeah, 1 medium range is your movement.
You could also dash to
Yeah.
get there this turn.
Indeed, you could,
Yeah.
but that would sacrifice your standard action, so whatever you want to do.
So either way, I wouldn't be able to legitimate, but best to get as close as possible.
All right, so you dash up, you get up to his side. It takes your whole turn to do that. It is to him. We need
We had a
another.
preemptive down. That was our preemptive.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the preemptive round, so never mind.
And
All right,
begin
so you
wrapping
make
up.
you make it to
Carefully.
his side. So you get to just pick him up.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Make a force check for me to lift him. It won't be too hard. You are a Lupin.
You want to?
Oh, I thought I was wrapping and then I lift him up.
I mean, that's what
Yeah, we
I mean.
should.
What I mean. Do you just want to pick him up, or do you want to wrap him up first? Each of these things will be an action in their own right.
I'll gag. You grab.
That works.
Alright, so I'm gonna quickly just put him in a gag. We'll gag him and then try to tie him as best I can.
All right, so you quickly run up and just stuff a bundle of socks in his mouth as he's opening it up to try and call out. There's some vines constricting his throat, holding him back from fully vocalizing, and like his mouth is wide open. Some of the vines are over his eyes, and like as you stuff a sock in there.
Sorry.
Okay, all right. What was Kunara's force?
Let's roll it. Oh, that's pretty good.
2 fours,
four.
and my force was the high, I believe. I just double check. My force is. So that'd be 12.
12. Okay, yeah, easy enough. You only needed a 6. The guy is just a regular old human.
Wow,
so
double.
yeah, so as soon as the gag is stuffed in the guy's mouth. One more thing, Rosa, if you could just make for me roll 2d6 and add your thievery for this. This will just be setting the DC he has to beat to break out of his bonds. If he
Good.
whenever he
Good thing I have points in thievery. No.
Although, when I point out, because I know Kanara's finding him and all that, but wouldn't you get a bonus if Kanara's by there, or does it?
Kunara, you were just picking him up. If you want to help with that, you can. It'll give an extra +2 to Rosa's roll.
Can she sacrifice her movement
Yeah,
action this turn?
It would sacrifice Kunara's standard action to do that.
Right.
So
Since
yeah,
we can't
I
do it
could
this
do that
turn.
then.
So,
Wait.
so you can pick him up, or you can help Rosa with binding him so that you have an extra layer of bondage before the stop spell breaks. Which, by the way, I should probably actually add the timer to that.
4 rounds.
4 rounds. Yep. So what do you want to do? Do you want to lift him up so that you can carry him back immediately starting your next turn, or do you want to help with binding him to give yourself more time, or at least make it harder for him to break out?
Probably make it harder for him to break out would be wiser.
All right. So
+2.
yep, do
Yeah,
6
helpful.
plus
Not
2.
the wall. Not a race.
Not bad. That's a 6, that's 7, 8, that's 9.
9.
6 and a 1. So
All right.
+2 is helpful.
All right. So
You're welcome.
so yeah. So he'll need to make a 9 on an escape roll to break out of his bonds, so long as he is conscious after he breaks out of stop, whenever that happens. So with that, that ends your guys' turn. It's to him. That's 1 turn off of stop, and he gets to make another post-finesse check to try and break out of it. He rolled snake eyes again.
Hey, I got
So-
9.
Okay, so he doesn't break out.
Right, I felt that the best way to do this, from the looks of it, is perhaps stuff him in here's maybe, and bond him to the bed.
Yeah,
Kinky.
take it back to the room we've been in. We don't know what's in this room here. So, back. Yeah.
I thought that was a mirror. Or
Yes, I keep thinking that's a door for some reason. Yes, it's a mirror.
Yeah.
Put him in the mirror realm. We'll stop the
Doctor Strange sounds like, what the fuck is going on?
Take him back to that room and stuff him somewhere.
Yes.
All right,
And
so
bedpost, making the stick heels getting kinky.
with who? Anyway, so you quickly haul him up. I won't have you re-roll that force check because you already rolled it, Kunara. So you are easily carrying this bloke.
Yep. So I get about here's or
Yeah, about there, unless you want to just double dash. But
Double
then
dash,
again,
yes.
but then again, hold on. You did have to use your force check just to pick him up. So yeah, that's as far as you can get for this turn.
yeah.
All right, to him again for trying to break out of the
So
stop spell.
that's 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Has to be a 14. That was a really good roll.
Nice.
He rolled a 10, so no.
Mm-hmm.
That is
And
still
now I can
another
dash to
turn.
that
That
room.
is still another turn ticked off on stop for the duration. Back to you guys. This time you have double dash capability. You can move a
Yep, give me a
cumulative
sec, so we'll go
2
up
medium
that.
rangers.
So
So from the
one
center
there,
of
one
your
there.
from the center of your token,
Yep. So I was right about there.
you can get to about
up
there
there.
with a double dash.
We should have 2 turns left on stop as well.
Yeah, so you can make it to about here. So you quickly go just full tilt sprint, so to speak, but still managing to be quiet as you go thundering into the room. Dum, 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 dum.
Rosa, close the door.
Dan.
All right.
Finesse.
Once more to him. Once more with the finesse to break out a stop.
8,
Come
9, 10,
on.
11.
Let's see here.
Really stop more than 11. But it's gonna be pretty muffled though.
He rolled a 12.
Damn.
So,
Oh, no.
you only had like 1 turn left on that anyway, but after a moment, you sort of, the vines that are constricting him finally sort of wither up and brittle away like dust, and he starts squirming more actively.
We're kind of out of sight, so maybe we can go to sleep now.
Yeah, so, so he is squirming. It took his standard action to try and break out of that stop effect, but he still has movement. He's going to try and wiggle out, so post force check, Kunara.
I suppose I'm not having Kunara. Am I having Kunara with this?
You could. I think.
You can. You can put your hands on this guy to give Kunara +2 bonus.
Ooh, that's the first 2 would actually be good. So I would have got a 12 again, but that's 14.
14. He only
Just
got an
double make
11, so
sure.
yeah, he does
Yeah.
not break out of your stranglehold.
Alright, I'm going to...
Of course, right now, he's just squirming to try and get out of your hands. He wasn't actually trying to break his bonds, so...
Alright, I'm going to begin recasting Stop.
Okay, so that'll go off at the start of your next turn.
Yes, put him to sleep.
I'm going to cast Stop. Kunara, stop trying to make him go to sleep. Go to sleep, go to sleep. It'll be fine in the morning. Go to sleep.
So, moving up again.
Knock him out. Try and knock him out.
All right, so what are you going to do to try and do that?
Well, was thinking in the head, although either that unless Kunara knows how to hit a certain nerve to knock him out, because there is a nerve that knocks people out. But
I mean, we are technically speaking in a combat scenario right now. It's very unconventional, but we're using the combat turn order, so the guy does have a full HP pool you have to go through if you want to knock him out conventionally, so...
I thought as much, so knocking him out would be a bit hard.
What if you...
Unless
What
I
if
could
you-
like reinforce to make sure he doesn't spammo out.
How would it work if we were trying to, like, choke someone out or, just... Make them lose consciousness due to lack of oxygen?
For that, in this context, I'd probably... Well, it only takes like a few seconds with that oxygen to pass out, right?
Yeah. It usually does.
I mean,
Okay,
the guy
speaking
is
of that,
still restrained and in her grasp.
Fair
With
enough.
game
I
mechanics
would
and
say in this case, it would be an opposed force check. And if you succeeded, I would probably just have him lose half his HP. And if you then did it again, then that would do it in this particular case. So it would be 2 contested force checks. And if you succeed both, he's out.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Getting choked out by a giant wolf lady. For many people, this is their dream.
Oh,
I don't know about the
Don't
choked out part, but the giant wolf lady, definitely the dream.
I mean, people
Oh,
want to
there-
be choked by dummy chest, so
There are people that would be into this.
Oh, I know.
please don't get that idea. I know she's like 8 foot tall, and she's come on.
Next time we're swings by designer, you know.
All right, so he rolled a 9 for his force to resist being choked out.
I have to re-roll with the dice. So I have to beat a 9 again.
9!
Please don't let me use destiny. Oh,
That's a 10
Nice.
from your
Okay.
roll.
That'd be
plus 2
14
force.
in total again.
All right, that is half of his HP gone. As you sort of, like, you put your massive metal paws over it, metal gauntleted paws over the socks in his mouth and push it in a little deeper. All right, it is to his
same.
turn. It is to his turn. He is going to try and wiggle out of his bonds. This will be an escape check from him. He has to beat a 9. He rolled a 7, so he does not break out of his bonds, and he is still in your grasp, so he's still just kind of squirming there.
The stop will go off if that will also help
Yep.
Kunara next time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is now to your guys' turn again. The next cast of stop goes off. Post finesse check.
And it has to be a 10.
Let's see here. He does not. He got an 8, so he is stopped again as more vines kind of just emerge from the air and wrap around him. And he's like,
Go to sleep, it's we fine, go to sleep.
all right. And Kunara, force check to choke him.
Okay.
And I'll let you add a +2 to this on the grounds that Rosa's, stop spell is helping you. Which is a good thing, because this guy rolled really good. He got a 13.
Oh my god.
He rolled really good. He rolled a 6 and a 4, and his force is 3.
well, that
A
is
9.
close.
Well, that's a 9. You have a +2 from me, plus your force, so...
Yeah, he's definitely out.
What is your total?
Be...
My force was 4.
So 9,
shit.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15. He's out like a kite.
All right, so you put your
Right.
hands once more firmly over the sock in his mouth as he's trying to squirm in the grasp of the vines, but it's just not working, and just kind of push him into the floor, and after a second, you can hear him trying to breathe through his nose, but, Kunara, you just kind of plug up his nostrils with your thumbs. so after a second, this guy
likely she just use her hand just to, like...
So this guy sort of spasms and twitches on the floor a few times before finally going still.
No.
Are we the bad guys?
Don't worry, Rosa. Besides having a bit of a naughty headache and finding he's still strained up, he'll live.
Right. Okay, that was disturbing.
Okay, Darkness, roll me 1d4.
Okay. 1d4, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're the foot murdering. They're the foot murdering pyramids.
Yes, I know. Just which these are strange dice.
I do apologize for probably having to sit through this.
I mean, hey, they agreed to this plan. Whichever number is upright.
A 1?
All right, a 1. This guy will be unconscious for 1 hour.
Oh.
That's what you were rolling. You were rolling to see how long he'd be out. Either 1 hour or until someone pops by to cast a cure spell on him. One or the other.
How long have we... I'm going to say, as we're putting... Rose is going to be trying to put this guy just into bed, just kind of gently put him on against a pillow like if he's having a nice nap. Like if he's in a comfortable bed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How long have we been in there?
I'd say maybe 20 minutes at most.
Yeah, we haven't been that long.
Somewhere but 10 to 20 minutes at most.
For the sake of, we've been doing this for now. What's the rest of the party doing?
Sure, if we want to cut over to them. What are the rest of you doing? Go away, virus and threat protection.
Everyone, are you still here?
Y'all are muted.
Uh-oh.
Hi.
Hi.
We thought the past to your...
Yeah, so
give you a bit of screen time.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing? Because from your guys' perspective, you saw Rosa and Kunara vault over the fence, sneak by a patrol, and then sort of disappear out of sight behind the back of the house, and you haven't seen hide nor head of them since. Although, actually, that being said, actually, could you three roll awareness checks for me if you would be so kind?
God. And what are you going to say, Oz?
Yeah, I was just looking at hairstyles, like basically hair dye that I want to put in my hair.
Okay.
It's different style mostly, other than being blonde.
All right. Okay, an 8 from Cassandra. An 8 from Aeon.
I'm getting there.
I know.
What to be another 8?
But I have to thank you all, because that's the first time I've rolled a D4 in my life.
Good job, honey.
We're so proud of you. This is such a milestone. What an accomplishment. Outstanding, revolutionary.
Like D6s and D20s.
Like Cassandra is apparently proud of
Okay, so Kayana, you're the one who notices this. As you guys are just kind of standing guard over the sewer entrance to make sure no one tries to escape through it, you're kind of keeping an eye on the house, just kind of one hand on your gun, just in case you need it. And as you're watching Kayana, you sort of notice up in one of the windows on the second floor, movement, and you kind of squint at it for a second, and it takes you a second, but you realize you see Rosa and Kunara just kind of entering the room, carrying some guy dressed up in yellow fabrics, sparkly ropes, and covered in vines, squirming violently. Like, you basically see their entire debacle from a distance through a window with no sound and a lot of detail lost because of distance. You just kind of see them come in, squirm with the guy for a second, get low down. Then a minute later, they come back up and the guy is just limp and the vines are gone.
Okay, you just put a comic strip in my head now. She's just looking up at that, and then Rosa notices, like, and then pokes going,
I did notice nothing. This is their thing.
No, this is out of a comic strip.
No, Darkness, shut up for now. So, Kayana, do you have any reaction to that, or are you just gonna smirk and keep polishing your gun?
I sent him a laughing fit.
Yeah, you saw all of that crazy shit with no sound and no context.
She's just like, what?
So, yeah, so you just see Kayana just kind of tilt her head and go, "What?"
Am I seeing
Yes.
that correctly?
It's a good thing Rosa actually didn't see that, because she would probably try to justify that with hand movements.
Darkness, shut up, it's their scene. I will move you to the Hall of Shame.
And I will allow you.
So,
yeah, just Kai just like saying, did I just see that? Am I seeing things again?
Well, if
Sound-
it lasts for a bit longer, you might want to go see a doctor.
Kai's just like, am I seeing things? Am I seeing?
Does Aeon have anything to say to that?
Trying to think.
What's the matter, Kai? Koopa?
I thought I saw them with what looked like a body bag that was moving.
Sandra are Kuna and Rosa murderers?
Now,
no!
now, Aeon, we said that we weren't going to kill anybody.
But there's a body bag, Kai just said.
They probably just
It wa-
put some poor sap in a sack.
It's alright, Aeon. I think they were handling the situation, but I have my doubts sometimes, especially with Wolf Lady over there.
What if Kuna's trying to take that man for lunch later? She always complains she's hungry.
Cassandra just kind of taps her chin a bit. You know, we never really asked just what her kind used to eat over there.
No.
You think you think she watches us sleep and just wonder what we taste like?
Sandra!
I don't know why. He just hugs Kai in fear.
He's just cradling.
Yeah, and she just kind of pulls him in. No, Aeon, I'm just kidding.
What if it's
Wow.
true? We don't know anything about them.
Aeon,
You do love to traumatize people, do you?
Aeon, nobody will want to eat you. Besides, even if they do, they die of sugar rush.
So I would cause death.
That would be-
I'm poison!
You're
No,
toxic.
that's not what I. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. That's just.
Kai's like, get him here. Come on. Give him to me.
She goes like, no.
Give him to me. You already traumatized enough people.
Stop fighting over me!
He's mine.
Oh my god.
All right,
I
so
found him, so he's mine.
I feel sorry for Fluffy witnessing all that.
yeah, Fluffy's witnessing this, and then after a few seconds, as you're sort of having this back and forth with Aeon crying, a nearby window lights up and opens up, and some woman pokes her head out. Could you two have your domestic dispute elsewhere? Some of us are trying to sleep.
We're having a Moogle being freaking traumatized. Shut up, lady.
Don't tell me to shut up. You're the ones making a ruckus in the street. Window across from her opens up. Now you're on that list too. You shut up, Terry. No.
You all shut up! Go to bed! You're supposed to be asleep!
And as this is, hold on a second. Okay. All right. So as a sort of argument is breaking out in the streets,
Are you gonna? This is how our cover is blown. Oh no!
as this argument is happening, one of the guards in the yard sort of walks over. Is everything all right?
And then this one traumatizing their own brother? Yeah, we're fine.
Cassandra just kind of pulls Kai, like pulls her hand over Kai's mouth and just kind of pulls both of them in. Shush.
She's like, you want me to bite your hand?
Do you want to blow our cover?
Like the guard's right at the fence, just kind of watching all this. Like, are you guys okay? Do you need any help?
No, we're just enjoying our night. I say, my little sister has such a wild imagination.
Yeah, Kai just glaring at her.
The guard sort of looks between you two. I don't mean any offense at all when I say this, but that's a Taurafell and you're a human. I assume this is, right, not blood. Okay, I'm not poking my nose into that. It is the middle of the night and people are trying to sleep. Damn right! Abatha, please go to bed. I'm dealing with this. You too, Terry. Right, so there are people sleeping, so please, keep it down, okay?
Roger, roger.
Alright. Have a good night, and, maybe get the kids somewhere warm, yeah? And he sort of nods at Aeon before, turning and shuffling by, because remember, it snowed yesterday. It's fucking cold. And he goes and walks off.
But it's not cold.
Yeah, you've got your winter coat.
How much fur does a Moogle need?
Yes!
Whoever DeVille would look at Aeon and drool.
Oh God, no.
Oh no.
Who?
Wait,
He will not touch the baby.
Cruella DeVille.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
I was
How
saying,
fucking
this
dare
little-
you!
Your coat. I'm gonna need more. No,
Oh my God, no.
I wouldn't be enough fur for a coat. I'd be a
That's-
hat.
Aeon, you'd be safer. The moment they try to remove any of it, they just find their hand entering a void and something will pull them in.
I hate to know how many Moogles you need for a fur coat.
Oh no!
No,
Stop.
please, please, don't say that. Do not encourage the comment section of this YouTube video to do the mathematical calculations required to figure out how many Moogles need to die to give Cruella DeVille a satisfactory coat. Now,
If you do that, I'll cry. Any of you viewers out there that hurt my kind, how dare you? You get no lollipops.
I freaking love this episode.
I'm so happy we did the cutaway. That was great.
It's
I'm laying
beautiful.
down the law here.
I'm sorry I was trying to explain the comic thing earlier.
Yeah, you
and
can
now I'm nearly
explain
died
it
of
later.
laughter.
Yeah, you can explain the comic later.
So, what happens after the guard leaves?
Well, let's cut back inside because all that was happening while they were suffocating this poor bastard.
And I'm just imagining, like, after the guard leaves, Kai is just, like, still glaring.
Oh, absolutely. But
I don't know. Yeah, also Kai kind of like, if you didn't remove your hand, she would have bit you.
So to recap, we're suffocating some poor bastard and Aeon is crying. This is going well.
Oh God.
that's an out of context quote. Can we just add that while I get a hold of my laughs?
We are a professional team of adventurers.
Professional. Put that on quotes.
Professional have standards.
Professional. from the
Apparently we
Freebirds.
don't.
All right, so the quote is, so in summary, we just suffocated some poor bastard and the kid is crying outside. We are professionals.
I'm not a kid.
You are the youngest
Okay.
of us.
I've got my breath back. I've stopped laughing myself to death to choke. I'm good.
Okay.
My eyes are tearing up. Though, of
That
laughter.
was a great cutaway. I'm really happy we did that.
Bravo.
I wasn't expecting that to be the cutaway. That's okay.
Me either. I mean,
I just wanted to give you guys some screen time, and then that happened. I ain't complaining. Anyway, we
Yeah.
can get rid of the turn order now. That guy's out.
In the
Yeah.
meantime, hug Aeon. Aeon crying is not allowed.
I do know one thing. I have a mix of emotions of joy And of course sadness, because that was perfectly well acted. Poor Aeon.
You have violated the natural order. Anyway, so shall we?
Yeah. So he's
Yeah.
unconscious in bed.
Yes, he is unconscious in bed, and you guys have tied him down. He won't be going anywhere for a while. So
while there's some kerfuffle unknown to what's going on outside, Rose is going to.
yeah, you two are oblivious to. You have no idea that's happening.
Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I feel a disturbance in the force, whatever that is. Anyway,
I feel a disturbance in my tail.
it was that thing I called it on earlier. It still throbs. Anyway,
Okay. All
Sneaking
right.
back outside. Any sign of the other guy or anyone else?
Make an awareness check. Also, because of that scuffle, your attention was divided. I need you guys to re-roll your stealth checks.
No. I thought it'd be disturbance in the lifeline or whatever it's called in Final Fantasy.
Life stream.
Life
Lifeline is a rope in a swimming pool or the ocean.
My awareness is 11. My stealth. I'm rolling. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My stealth is 9.
Okay, Kunara, re-roll your stealth, please.
Okay. Slightly higher, if I'm correct, on his death check. It is 11 again.
11. Nice. So 9, 11. Cool. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is an unfortunate combination of numbers. Anyway. All right. So, what you guys doing now? You're not seeing any sign of any other guards in this room. Looks like that little scuffle happened in isolation. No one noticed, thankfully.
red door across the way.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Let's try not to check on anyone else out because that was not good. That did not feel good.
He'll live. Besides, we don't want any witnesses, nor do we want any disturbances.
Sure, yeah, no disturbances.
She just kind of, as she goes, sees some remnants of vine and just kind of brushes them onto her carpet. And keeps going.
That would be wise.
All right, so you make your way over to the door. You trying it?
Yeah, but very slowly.
Okay. Locked.
What's through the keyhole?
Let's have a look.
All right, kneeling down and poking your head poking an eye through the keyhole, you are greeted to the sight of a room that feels much nicer than the rest of the manor so far. Like the floor is a darker, richer shade of brown with the wooden panels. Sort of directly across from you, you can see what looks to be a very nice door leading to some other chamber that you don't presently have good line of sight on. You can just make out the corner of what appears to be a bench of some description, sort of off to the left, or, a couch. There's a desk directly across with more sort of scrolls and parchments, and like large shelves behind it loaded with scrolls and parchments and little books. Like this looks very, very nice.
Looks to be a very extravagant room.
Where's
Might be
the
promising.
try the lock. I'll keep an eye out.
Fair enough.
All right. Kunara, I need a
maybe thievery and her awareness, maybe?
I mean, for picking the lock, it would be thievery. As for awareness, I don't know what you'd be using that for.
No, for Rosa. Awareness.
Ah, yes,
Oh,
Rosa.
no, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay, yes. An awareness from Rosa, thievery from Kunara.
That's a shite awareness. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Shit.
You're trying your best to keep attentive, but you're also just a little unsettled by the experience of choking that guy out. You feel kind of dirty. You feel like you might need a shower when you're done here.
I think I got shampoo.
yeah.
That is an 8, unfortunately.
An 8. Oh. And this lock is proving harder than the one with the bathhouse down below, surprisingly, as you sort of try to wiggle your claw in there. It's too tight, too narrow. You're kind of having a hard time. You're not getting that with your claw.
No such luck. Unless we find a key, I'm going to need help with this door.
I mean, I'm not sure how I'd help with this.
The only thing else I could think of, Kunara's still got that knife, but I don't think that will make much progress.
Probably not, no. Like, without a pin to work on the pin, or like a needle of something, you know, something sharp like that to work with the pins in the lock, you know, you're probably not going to make any progress doing that, and I just realized I need to move the camera on the player view over here. There we go.
If only you had a Moogle that knows thievery. Oh well.
That would have been very nice, but let's be real.
If only he wasn't crying and traumatized.
Well, stealth isn't Aeon's thing. That's the problem. Yes, he's great at opening doors, but stealth.
We didn't find a key or anything on that manor occupant, did we?
You didn't look.
Wait here, Kunara. I'm gonna check something quickly.
Okay, but I'd rather not wait out in the open. The
I'll
other
be
guard
quick.
come upstairs.
Okay, so
Always check
you
the
sort of go
pockets.
running back. So you kind of go running back, and you eventually make it back to the guy. Scavenge check for me, Rosa.
Alright, not bad. That is a 10.
10. Sort of fishing around in this guy's on this guy's person. You eventually sort of shove your hand in one of his pockets, and you find what looks to be a apple wrapped up in some paper to keep it from collecting lint in his pocket, and you find a simple silver key.
That's what I've been smart to do. Here, I want to take your breakfast too. I'm gonna leave the apple at his bedside. Nice and ready for him when he wakes up.
You just kind of put it next to his head. And you guys tied this guy to the post, so he ain't going anywhere.
Yep.
Don't worry.
So there'll just be an apple next to his head that he can't reach.
No,
Like you're teasing him.
just slightly closer so he can take a bite out of it.
It's a calling card.
It's a calling card. The notorious apple better breaks into your home, ties you to a bed, and leaves an apple where you can't reach it, and then fucks off with all your books about detectives.
My card, an apple.
So yeah, I leave the apple close enough for him to kind of take a nibble out until he's rescued, and then go back.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, had a key. We're smart. Anyway.
Go ahead.
All right.
But I would advise doing it slowly. I can't see the whole gun.
Slow and steady. I'm good at that, probably.
All right. So you slide the key into the lock, and after a second it turns, and you are able to look in and see the whole of the room. You can see.
So you
Yes.
go first.
Yeah, so it is a very nice room, sort of lounge-like in its shape and design. Against the wall to your immediate right, you see the sort of desk that's been repurposed into a display stand. There's an unlit candelabra and a sort of unsettling sort of stone bust of what looks to be an old classification of demon from back during the days of the Ember
Oh, I
Tide.
don't like that.
It looks more like a collector's item, an artistic thing. There's also just a suit of old armor sort of on display next to it. Looking off to the right, you can see this sort of very elaborate sort of fireplace with a moose's head sort of mounted above it, creating this sort of interesting shadows cast on the roof. The fire is not lit, but there are some faint fading embers from it. There's some very nice seats sort of sequestered around it. Further along, sort of behind those seats, against sort of a indentation pushing in from another part of the house, there's another sort of a dresser with another mirror on it. And against the wall in the very back, far side, there looks to be some manner of display table, again with what appears to be a artistic recreation of what looks to be a dragon skull.
Any doors?
There is the door sort of over here by where the old demon bust statue is, and sort of, and yeah, there is another door sort of further back, but you don't have line of sight on that one just now.
My guess is for the panic room should be anywhere. Perhaps
they
there's
have-
a secret passway through here.
If he has a panic room, I'm going to give this room a once over for any sort of suspicious traps, enigmas.
Awareness
Pity check.
check. Awareness check.
Probably Kunara would do the same. He's
Okay,
just
awareness checks from
wary.
both of you then.
It's a good roll again.
Not so good for me. It's 5, 6, and 8.
I rolled 14.
Okay, Kunara, you just see it.
Yes.
As you're sort of looking around, before you step in too far into the room, you sort of looking around for any sign of traps, and eventually you spot one floorboard just a couple steps in that is conspicuously wider than the others, but not so conspicuously that anyone would notice it unless they were looking, and is also elevated slightly and sort of runs the width of the room from like north to south, right in front of where the fireplace is.
Hold up, Rosa.
Or rather, more accurately, it just sort of I'll just draw it in with a red line, if I can get the damn color. Just sort of goes from to sort of weaving between the legs of the furniture, and it's slightly elevated. And sort of following it with your eye, Kunara, you see that against the wall over here, along the north wall, that floorboard goes underneath that desk, and then you see just a thin string going up that wall in front of that window up to just a little brass bell that's just sort of tucked into the frame of the window above the candelabra with more strings attached to it. If you were to step on that floorboard, it would pull the string and ring bells throughout the house, you imagine. So,
Well, I don't see any traps. I think we're good here.
No. He's just holding on to you.
Why, do you see something?
Yes.
Just center it where it is more.
A bit crude, but clever to fool many.
Oh! I wasn't
See the
told. I was
strings?
just testing you. You know? Yeah, I didn't
It's
see it.
okay.
I didn't see that at all.
It's fine, Rosa. Now then.
It looks like
I
it's hooked
suggest...
to a bell, so good thing we're not stepping on that.
Yes. Although, it kind of does block how we were going to examine this room.
I
suggest we try to figure a way to
it's.
disable it if we
I
can.
mean, we can step over it, can't we? It's just a floorboard.
Yeah, you can step over it. Again, it's
Or
kind
is
of
it just
wider than the rest of the floorboards, but you can indeed step over it. It kind of has
Unless
to be
you
like
have
a
this-
long step, but you can do it.
Alright, let's carefully get over this. I mean, on the bright side, this does kind of mean we're on the right track, I think. Because, you know, where all the super secret traps is, that's where the evil guy, and he has his lair and murder dungeon and stuff.
Rosa, one step at a time.
Yes, over this floorboard, most hopefully.
And keep in mind, if there's one trap here, there might be others later on, so be careful.
We'll check that door, but first I want to check that desk. So, long step over that floorboard,
Yep,
very
easy enough.
carefully and slowly.
Yep, simple enough.
Whoop.
It's easy with Kunara, he has quite a wide spread.
Yeah, you have a very long stride. It's not an issue for you.
Looking over the desk, anything off about that?
Scavenge check. Oh, wait, you mean looking for traps?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an awareness check. Never mind. So
Can
awareness
anyone
first.
help me with this before we hit the door? This is his
Sure.
desk. Good things.
And the door is shut behind her, but...
Awareness. 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 again! Still shit.
Okay.
Although, is that with the +2 if she gets one?
I thought
If you're-
Kunara
if-
was going to touch herself.
If you want to make
That'd be
separate
you.
rolls or provide assistance to someone, that is your prerogative.
Yeah, I just thought we were doing assistance, so...
Yeah, if you
And
want
that-
to assist Rosa, that gives Rosa a bonus to her roll. If you want to roll yourself, that won't give her a bonus. It's sort of like a trade-off. You can either have more chances at success or one larger roll that might break a higher DC, kind of however you want to play it.
I was going with the help Rosa ideas.
In that case, it's a 10.
10. All right. With Kunara assisting you, sort of looking it over, you're not seeing any traps.
That doesn't fill me with confidence. Well, these two was 14. Alright.
Double
Carefully.
check, I guess.
Carefully, I'm going to look at the documents and look for anything we want on this desk.
Okay, scavenge check.
I should do that. I was going to do a thorough check
I mean-
if I can.
I'm not sure. We're not allowed to do that, are we? Because we've kind of already rolled.
Yeah, like when it comes to like looking for traps on this desk, yeah, you've already made your search on that. So
Otherwise, we could just roll forever and you put that.
yeah.
True. Oh, find anything interesting?
Give me a second. That's a 4, 5. My scavenge. Are you assisting with the scavenge?
Yeah, might as well.
Alright. That's +3 then. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. All right. Searching through the documents, first of all, you do indeed discover that there are no traps. Secondly,
Yeah.
as you're searching through the documents, you're seeing a lot of pretty standard looking, contract details, letters of correspondence from business partners. This all looks to be like the typical stuff you might expect to see from a merchant's sort of office study. Like, there are a couple of personal letters, but none of them that you're looking over have any indication that they're related to what's been going on here. You're not seeing any mention of Solus. You're not seeing any mention of anyone else who's like trying to keep anything on the down low. Like, you see like one letter that has Tharm's name on it, and it sounds like it's addressed to Tharm's mom. Just like saying that, oh yeah, Tharm's doing good work for me as a bodyguard. So, but aside from that, you're not really seeing anything that appears to be connected to the disappearances. And sort of thinking about it as you're going through, that does make a degree of sense. This is sort of like the, if this guy were to have a meeting with potential business partners, it would either be in his offices, his business place, or here. And if he's wanting to keep shit secret, you don't want to put it in the desk anyone sitting across from you can see.
Bedroom then. This door. I'm gonna look for the keyhole.
All right, you poke your head through the keyhole, and you see a fairly substantial room. It's a bedroom. Give me just a second here. I was just making sure that something was appropriate. And as you're sort of peering in, you see a very large bed set against the back wall, sort of set on top of another sort of plush-looking red rug. And you do indeed see a figure sleeping in that bed.
Clara. It's him. He's in there. Steven.
Can hear you, so shh.
He's a big question mark. You don't have a... Is it
Yes, it
open?
is.
Look, for a character who's only going to show up like one fucking time in this whole campaign, I wasn't going to go through all the effort of making an elaborate token for him. So I just gave him a question mark because this guy is an enigma to you right now. Anyway, so what were you asking, Rosa?
I was asking Kunara if she could have a look at the door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's having a look over.
All right, what are you looking for? Traps?
That, and to see if it's unlocked or locked.
All right, well, roll an awareness for traps. You don't need to make a roll to see if something is locked or not.
Okay. Oh dear. That would be a 10, I believe.
A 10. All right, you're not seeing any traps.
Doesn't look like it's trapped.
Okay. So, we open slowly, maybe, if he stays asleep. Same thing as before. We still have... Do we still have some of the ropes from earlier, or are we out from him?
The ropes were not very long, so you wound up having to use all 4 of them to effectively tie him to the bed, so you are out of those ropes, unfortunately. Like, you kind of used all the shit you had for that operation.
And if we want more, it'd be in there. I mean, there is this over here and here, but I reckon that's still not near.
Okay.
You could theoretically get the same amount of ropes from those curtains.
Where was that? You do that? How you the
Gonna
door
do
or the
that.
keyhole?
Yeah, those.
All right. I'm going to collect the ropes.
All right. You go and you sort of collect those ropes, and as you're collecting them, you kind of I'm trying to figure out if that is a balcony out there or not. I don't think it is.
Well, I'll have a quick glance out the window before I take them.
All right, so you sort of glance out the window and you sort of I'll just show you this sort of a horizontal slice of things down here.
Yeah, it looks like a balcony.
It might be, but it also might not be. It's hard to tell for me from what I can see here. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I think it's a balcony, otherwise it's weird that it has windows.
Yeah, and it also has some what looks like cards when someone used to play.
No, okay, hold on. No, that's no. That's not a balcony. I just sort of did some numbers in my head. No.
Okay.
And what is it?
It's just a hallway.
So those aren't windows, are they doors that just have curtains covering?
I guess I'm honestly not sure what the map makes.
There's also a lantern there.
Yeah, so I thought.
Well, yeah, but a lot of these hallways have lanterns.
And that's pretty. Looks like a railing.
Mm.
It has the same texture as the interior wall for like the for everywhere else though. So
I'm looking. It doesn't.
it's I mean, like, if you like compared that wall texture to the wall texture over in the I'll just show off the wall here, just sort of do that.
Right.
The only thing that's different is the pillars, and I'm not sure what that's about.
It's a very extravagant building.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on with all that, but it doesn't really matter.
To balcony or not to balcony, we will answer this question never. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not really important. Either way, yeah. So you go ahead and yeah, you grab those ropes, make your way back to the door.
That's definitely a balcony.
Anyway. Stealthy turn.
Okay, so how are we playing this? Same as last time?
Yes, and since he looks like he's already out, it might be easier.
I think we need to keep him out, so... I mean...
So, if you
The moment we
make sure he stays asleep, I'd have to use that talented spell of yours.
The moment I cast that spell, he's probably going to wake up. But also, when we start tying him up, he's also probably going to wake up. Because, you're going to be touching him, and... Also, is he human Tarafel, I guess?
Yeah, human. Claudian, that's a very human name. This guy's a human.
Right. Alright, so... They know about the lock, so there might be someone out there, but so do we knock this guy? So if I cast stop, tie him up, choke him out, do we then try and carry him out the way we came? Because they know about the lock, so someone might be down there.
Just as a reminder, I believe the plan was once you've secured the evidence and maybe Claudian, the idea was to then use the whistle that Cassandra gave you to signal Tyr, which would then be the signal for the guards to come in and do their thing.
I know.
We don't have to restrain him, but we do need evidence. So...
I'm just thinking that if we get Claudian out before anything big goes down, then maybe, that's half the work done. And then if we get caught on the way out, then we blow a whistle.
And I am remembering those details, right? Just everyone confirm for me here. It has been a week.
Yeah. And plus, we're not exactly sure if he does have another way out or a panic room. So, it probably would be best to restrain him at least to stop his escape.
Yeah, and I know they want just to blow the whistle when it's time to start, but I think just if we get him back to the others first, at least out of the building, then we kind of got him, and we don't have to fight
Indeed.
our way through everyone to get him out.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, we're here to get the evidence, but the one who wants to storm this place wants the man alive and in his custody.
Also, if we remove him, it means he's not around to give orders if he steps away or something.
You remove a leader, the guards are pretty useless.
Maybe make our guard friends' time easier. So,
It definitely goes what I originally had planned, but not a bad plan nonetheless, Rosa.
well, let's just hope the guards won't be too angry if we diverge a bit from what they said. But yes, we'll find out.
Okay, so just for clarity, what exactly are you guys doing?
We're going to rustle him up, kidnap him, and take him outside back to our friends before we signal for any sort of assault to start.
While also
Attempt to,
getting
anyway.
the evidence along the way.
Well, I think we won't. Once we have this guy, we won't have time to get evidence. But if he's not around, he can't order any evidence to be destroyed either, because the guards will be too busy doing that shit.
That also works too.
Remove him from the equation before the assault starts. That's kind of the idea I'm going on.
All right. Well, before any of that can happen, you still have to get into the room.
So,
Yes.
we're going
There's
in?
a door between him and us, so...
It was open, didn't you say?
No,
You
we
have
didn't check that.
you looked through a keyhole, but you have not yet checked if the door is open. You simply didn't see any traps.
Try it. Right.
Okay.
Right, you put your hand on the knob, give it a turn. That's locked.
Does the
What?
key work on it?
You take out the key, you slip it in. Yeah, it works. Seems like the guards have a skeleton key to the house.
All right.
So you slip it in.
Breath, Rosa, and do your thing.
So
Yep. Let's just. Well,
I'll be on standby ready.
let's just have a peek in first. Everything looks good. All right.
So you look
Alright,
in,
so-
and sort of against the wall, closest to where you're coming in, there's another fire pit by the looks of it, out, like I said, sort of faintly burning.
Okay.
On the other side of the bed, there looks to be sort of a more compact
Wine.
personal desk. There's an old bottle of wine on it, and a little sheet of parchment with some writing on it tucked underneath.
Ah.
All right.
There's also a door, sort of right here where this red carpet is. So, little red foot rug. So if you want to check that, you can. But and I need to
Yes, I'm
roll
guessing
an
that
awareness,
might
and I need
be
to roll an awareness check from Claudian to see if he detects you guys. So what were your stealth rolls again?
I don't know.
It was like an 8 and a 10, I think. 8 in line, something.
Mine was 11.
Oh no, it was a 9 from Rosa and an 11 from Kunara because it was a very unfortunate number combination. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that was it.
Okay. So he needs to roll at least a 9 to detect you guys. Well, shit.
Does he
Uh-oh.
have any sort of minus fact that he's asleep?
He rolled really good. He almost got a critical success. He was one shy of that. So as you're sort of pushing the door open, there's this sort of a you see him sort of stirring in his bed and lifting his head. Kind of half asleep, but he is aware that someone's coming into his room.
Quick
What do you
cast
do?
stop.
Okay, quick cast stop.
cast
That's
stop.
4 MP. I need an opposed finesse check from you.
See Vine's just touched from the floorboard, just creeping up from his bed and then just going for him like, some sort of
Focus
everything
was,
monster. Night
is all
terrorist.
up.
He did not
Focus
roll.
it.
He did not roll well on his finesse. He only got a 4.
Focus, Rosa. You need to get this.
4, 5, 6, 8.
8, yeah, you
Yes.
got him. So the vines sort of come up around the edges of the bed. So one sort of like wraps sort of around his head and neck. Not enough to like choke him or anything, but enough to hold him in place. One around each of his wrists and his ankles, and another sort of around his midriff, and just sort of holding him to the bed as I snap open.
Check him out. Check him out. Check him out. Check him out.
Yeah.
All right, what are you
I'm
doing?
gonna shut the door behind me as we go.
All right, what you doing there, Kunara?
Gonna check him out. So
Okay. Force check. I rolled a 10.
okay. Oh, nearly critical success. Yeah, that gets it. 16.
Okay, so
Ooh.
because you guys caught him so completely by surprise, and the fact that he has a stat block of a regular civilian, as you sort of immediately hop up onto the bed with him, you sort of grab the pillow next to the one his head is on as he's sort of thrashing in the vines. He sort of looks at you, and you lift up the pillow. Sorry, mate. Poof, and just push it onto his face. Squirms on the bed for a second.
Time to sleep. Be quiet.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And goes still. He is out.
Okay, this is getting more horrifying. I'm gonna
Calm
look
yourself.
for evidence now.
Focus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything evidence-wise? What was that sheet of paper that was slipped under?
Okay, looking over at that sheet of paper, are you just reaching straight for it?
No, I'm gonna check for Wibblies first.
Okay, awareness check.
Remember
There,
those breathing.
sir.
Remember
13.
those.
All right, what was that, Rosa?
13, better than my last several.
Okay, 13.
Nice.
As you're sort of looking over, sort of very on edge, and sort of hyper-aware now after that horrifying display, you look around for a second, and you see, just kind of coming out of the tip of the bottle's cork, just this thin little needle.
Is it attached to anything, like any sort of trigger?
Doesn't look like it. Just looks like it's in the way of what someone would like reach by to get to the parchment. It assumes that someone would like to sort of reach by where the cork is.
Can I remove the bottle and make sure the needle is nowhere near?
Yeah, you can do that now that you've seen it. You very carefully pick up the bottle, and as you're moving it, you do indeed see a little bit of liquid sort of sloshing around inside that the needle sort of pokes into, and it is not wine. That liquid is green.
Well, just gonna put that over here.
What is the letter?
All right, looking at the letter, now that you're free from the trap, it is, in fact, correspondence from Solus.
Yes.
The letter indicates, I didn't have it written up, unfortunately, but the letter more or less indicates that Solus and his associates, quote-unquote, have taken up residence in that same fort that the captain mentioned to you before, up north along the shoreline, and that they'll be awaiting their client there, and that they are expecting him to show up for the transaction by the 25th of Frost
Ooh.
Creep, which is
4 days.
4
4 days
days
away.
from now. 4 days away. He also, Solus's writing also goes on to mention something about a informant, as he sort of waxes poetic about the effectiveness of these bracers. It's sort of strange reading it. You get the impression that he didn't come up with them. Like, he's going on about them as if it was someone else's idea, and he's just really impressed with how well they work. And as he's sort of going on towards the bottom of the letter, truly, Forgal is a godsend.
Forgal, does that name ring any sort of bells?
You can make a lore history check.
Yes, I can. Critical success!
Oh, shit! Okay. You sort of read over the name Forgal, which I'll write into chat real quick, just so that we have the spelling. And Rosa, as you're sort of reading over that name, you haven't necessarily heard much about this individual, but you have, like, occasionally heard talkings about it. and mentions of it in a couple of the history books you read. Apparently, some 20-odd years ago, Forgal was the name of some sort of dark mage or some undead mastermind of some sort who was causing trouble down in Vitea. You don't really know much more about that other than he was eventually stopped. It's weird. As you're sort of reading over the name, you just get this tingle in the back of your neck. You feel very uncomfortable all of a sudden.
Wait, how long ago was making trouble in Vitea?
What?
How long ago was this individual making trouble in Vitea?
20 or so years ago?
Okay. And I'm getting a very bad sensation from that name.
Because of that critical success? Yes. It's just a very uncomfortable tingle in the back of your neck. Just very uncomfortable.
Out of character, Hades. Okay.
What was that?
Sudden suspicions in my out of character mind, but okay.
Yeah. Kunara notices you look a bit distressed.
Yeah, you know what that means, don't you, Hades? Why, that's a really good critical success to get. Oh shit. Interesting. Anyway, back in character, Rosa. With that in mind, she's reading that note, and the moment she sees the name Forgal and that odd recollection she can't quite place hits her, you see her tense up a bit. And just stare at it.
Rosa? What's wrong?
I don't know. This is what we need. A lot of evil dark mage stuff here, and apparently there was this guy who made the bracelet. His name is Forgal. He's some sort of dark mage, undead mastermind guy. I think he made trouble in Vitea 20 years ago. I don't know why I know that, but I know that name from somewhere.
You just like heard mentionings of it from passersby and like read it once or twice in history books about that sort of period in history.
Well,
never a lot of details, just like a footnote.
Just things I've heard, and I don't know. It just seems really familiar.
Rosa?
Hmm?
We talk more about this when we're out of the mansion, but right now, remember Kayana's teachings. Deep breaths. Keep calm.
If you have any trouble, I'm here to talk. Too literal?
You're lucky that she's not there.
Sorry, too literal. I know. Just
Candace just examining her ammunition like, yeah, this is the bullet, and just writes a little name on it.
yeah, it's just 20 years ago. Doesn't matter. We should tie this guy up properly and carry him out. Yes.
That's what I've been doing.
I'm gonna pocket that letter
All
very
right.
carefully.
So, I take it he's all tied up now because Kunara was focusing on that while Rosa was looking at something.
Yep. Claudian is all tied up. You make good use of the 4 ropes you acquired from those curtains to bind his wrists and ankles together very effectively. And also, I assume just stuff another sock in his mouth to gag him.
Yeah, I found something to gag him.
Yeah, you just take one of the socks off his feet and just shove it in his mouth. So his mouth is now filled with his own foot stink.
It works.
It does. It's
Although
unpleasant, but it works.
As I say. Although I partially made a mistake. This guy reeks.
Sorry, what? She's very distracted right now.
Rosa, focus. We still need to get out of this building and there's still a few guards around. So stay close and let's try to find the safest route out of here. I would suggest the way we came, but let's hope there's no one by the broken lock. That might cause problems.
It's the way we know. Let's carry this guy and just go carefully.
I'm done exploring this place.
I think we're going to head out back the way we came, going slowly and keeping aware the entire time, see if
Mind
there's
your
anyone in
step.
our path.
All right. Who
Yeah.
is doing the carrying?
I am.
All right. So in that case, Kunara, I need you to re-roll your stealth check one more time because now you are carrying a heavy person, so or just a body. So that's going to put a hamper on your usual sneaky. So.
I am noting that known down.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put another.
That critical success
That's
kind of
in it.
bothers me, frankly.
Yeah, that was revealing. Oh no. That's
Hang on
interesting.
a second.
That was a really flamboyant
Camera
roll as
just
well.
went
Like,
off.
did a flourish on it.
That is not clever. Hang on a second.
Okay.
There we are. I shall be well. That since you
God.
didn't see that.
It's gonna cause me more trauma. No.
If it stops blowing up, that is. Come on, snap out of the blur.
And then
There we go.
dark mage.
Nice clear day, please. Oh, that is a 4 and a 6, and I think that is 14. I just double check. Or is it 15? Yep, 14.
14. All right, so you are used to carrying captured prey back to camps and villages a back way in the day, so this honestly just feels right at home for you. As you kind of had to exercise a lot of stealth and caution back then to make sure opportunistic scavengers and hunters drawn by the stench of your fresh kills wouldn't come and try to take it away from you. So you effortlessly sort of just haul Claudian over your shoulder, and it's like instinct just kicks in and you become even quieter than before as you and Rosa begin to slink your way through.
We'll have to point out that if Rosa notices or not, Kanara's got a bit of a smile on her face.
Back in my
Rosa
head.
Rosa wouldn't notice any such thing. She is distracted and kind of trying to focus on the task right now. You see, something is clearly bothering her.
Yeah, she does look back at Rosa to make sure she's always there, and then goes in a bit of a frown.
So you guys just
As
going
we're going
back
out-
the way you came?
Doing an awareness check when the moment we get into this hall.
Okay, roll it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before we probably go into the hall, it's probably
Ooh,
best
that's
to
a
do
real
those.
good roll. 6, it's not quite a good success, but 6, 7, 8, 9,
Although-
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14? You're not hearing anything at present.
Ah, she's doing the lookout stuff. Good, good.
Oh, you're carrying? I'm looking out. It's what I'm here for. Let's just get out of here, please. I don't want to
That's
stay.
That's the plan. Just please keep calm. We're almost out.
All right, so you managed to slip your way through that hall with no issue, and you go back down the steps to the lower
Probably
floor.
peeking by the steps just to make sure that guard ain't down there.
You peeking down the steps before you descend?
Mm-hmm.
Make an awareness check.
After all, stealth is key. And I think that is a 12. I will make sure. That is a 12.
All right. As you sort of come around and poke your head down just a little past the stairs, your stealth from before is 14, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Like, you're able to get a line of sight without revealing much of yourself. And so as you peek down the steps, you do see that one guard from before that you had initially encountered near the bathroom, just sort of continuing on the same route, sort of walks by, humming to himself, and goes back down that corridor again. So you caught him right as he was repeating the same loop he went on last time.
Now's our chance, Rosa.
Let's go, 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 go.
All right. So you two quickly scuttle down the steps, quiet as you can. He rolled well, but not well enough on his awareness check. And as you sort of make it down the steps and go scrambling by,
Mm-hmm.
you get
Right. Just need to check to make sure that it's clear up ahead now. We're almost there. So, yeah.
Alright, I'm
you,
going
are-
to...
you check in the bathroom?
Yeah.
All right, you sort of check the bathroom, and doesn't look like there's anyone in there. Though it does look like there's a little sheet of paper that's now just sort of wrapped around the handle.
Sheet of paper around the handle.
Around the handle of the exit over here, the one of the lock you broke.
Alright.
You get that, and
I'm going to examine that paper. What's it doing there?
All right, you grab the
Deal.
paper. It's basically
I'm not grabbing
it.
I'm just examining it first.
You look at it. It's got some writing on it.
What does it say?
It says,
the water?
lock is broken. Contact locksmith. That's it.
I open the door.
Yeah, you just kind of open up the door and slip back outside.
Any guards out here?
Awareness check.
Yeah, probably do awareness by the door before.
Critical success. I'm on a roll.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you are just so jittery and hyper aware right now. So, Rosa, as you sort of poke your head out just a little bit and focus around, you hear the whistling of that guard that you slunk by before on the other side of the manor. You're good.
Oh, love me a natural 20. Oh, not 20, but you know.
You're right. Boxcars. So, yeah, you're in the clear.
We're good. Let's just get out of here, please.
All right. So, with Claudian in hand, you quickly make your way out and scuttle back for the fence, back towards your comrades. As a result, for one thing, we don't need the turn order anymore. I kept forgetting to close that. But for another thing, we no longer need Claudian's manor map, as you guys are no longer needing to worry about that. I just need one more athletics check from you to clamber over the fence. As you're sort of making your way,
Claudian over.
Yeah, as you're making your way back to your friends. So
Oh no, that was a critical fail.
Oh no, for Rosa's athletics to climb over.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what about you, Darkness? And the rest of you can unmute because the guys are coming back your way.
Let's see.
2 critical successes and a critical failure. What is this?
What?
So wait, they got the guy out, but now they're just now getting a critical fail. Just
Yep, literally the last roll.
I have an 11, so I clearly. Oh, right.
All right. So Kunara, it's a little tricky with Claudian, but with just a quick leap and like just sort of using your raw force, you're able to sort of vault yourself over the high bars of the fence. Rosa, on the other hand,
She
jump.
is starting to hyperventilate.
Yeah,
as she goes.
you're starting to hyperventilate, and you sort of you jump up, sort of grab onto the bars, and your hand sort of finds the bar that had the bent out of shape metal from before. And as your hand scratches on and your weight sort of hits it, the metal suddenly snaps, and you suddenly go toppling backward with a surprised yelp and land to the ground. And somewhere not far away, the whistling abruptly stops. I thought I told y'all to go home.
At this point, she's going to.
Rosa, be calm.
Which side of the fence am I on?
You are still on the manor side of the fence. You did not get over. You just grabbed the metal and it toppled you back in.
Immediately on edge, she's going to take the whistle, blow it to let Tyr know to inform the guard that it's on, and then she's just going to make a leap over the fence.
All right, another athletics check, please, and I'm going to change us to the battle music to indicate that, hey. So,
I was just going to say, like, blow the whistle, get over now. But that basically does it.
Alright, athletics, so 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. That just does it. So, after blowing into the whistle, you hear armored footsteps approaching, and you quickly latch on to the bars and start scrambling up. And as you do, you hear the soldier who was whistling a second ago. Hey, where do you? And you sort of look back over your shoulder, and you see that he's toppled to the ground with an arrow stuck between his shoulder blades. Though one look only indicates to you that it's not a fatal shot, and it's not a fatal type of arrow. Something about it just knocked the guy out. Looks like maybe it was a sleeper arrow. And as that sort of happens, you sort of follow the trajectory, and on a nearby rooftop, caked in shadow but just barely visible to you, you see Valmafra just sort of perched on a rooftop, having just shot the arrow. And a second later, she looks up, you follow her gaze, and you can see Tyrmith flying down towards you. I heard the whistle, what's going on? He sort of just touches down on top of one of the fence's poles.
Don't worry. We have Clarion and evidence. Rosa had a bit of a tumble, but she'd be fine.
Okay, I feel like I missed a lot. Could someone get me caught up on what's going on here? It is worth noting, no one talked to Tyr to tell him what the plan was. He's just kind of been hanging out in the sky and occasionally resting on rooftops this entire time. No one told him anything.
You mean to tell me this whole time you were not informed?
No, I usually stick to the clouds and out of sight when y'all are in cities. So I don't scare people.
I'm gonna have a few words with Cadenza when I see her.
What?
Like you guys are, for one thing, Cadenza. For another thing, everyone is right here. You guys are already reunited about the Fens.
Okay, in order, one, when did I turn into Cadence? Or what does Cadence have anything to do with
Yeah,
this?
no, that's name.
Two, I figured like at some point, like during the night, she would like say something.
You never told me that.
Oh my.
Regardless, the guards did see the descending dragon, and as such, a couple seconds pass before you hear the sort of alarmed shouts from the other sort of guards scattered around, a few scrapes of metal, a few clashes, and yeah, the raid has gotten full on underway.
Yeah, I explained along the way. Let's just get this guy out of the way, the combat.
Yeah, Cassandra, we got the evidence, and that's Cordian. He's unconscious. Cassandra Kunara kind of choked him out.
Wow. So that wasn't.
Yes.
Rosa is going to stand up, run to a nearby bush, and she's going to hurl into it.
Oh, just throw up?
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of you watch
I
as...
mean,
So yeah. Rosa just suddenly runs over and hurls into a nearby bush.
I better check on her. Next time, inform Tyr. Plan. Looking at you.
I mean, I figured he would. I mean, I figured you would just tell him what was going on.
Yeah.
I have informed him of what he's missed, but you
Anyway.
know him more than I do. I'm gonna check on Rosa. Oh, and here's the useless shit.
I'm fine. I'm right here.
It's alright, let it out. Your
Sorry.
first stealth mission?
Cassandra, did we miss anything out here?
Other than us causing a domestic dispute, not really.
And almost biting Cassandra's hand.
You know, unless my ears deceive me, I thought I heard a child crying.
I would be a yawn.
What
And
did
then
you
you
do?
made me laugh because of this funny scenario that Tyr didn't know. And
Well, whatever upset Aeon, he seems to be fine now.
Good.
Mm.
That's good.
So what's the matter with you? You get some bad shellfish in there?
I'm not. No, I don't know.
I'm sure she'd be willing to tell us in her own time. Right now,
It's not. It's not. No, it's not that. It's, I don't know.
What don't you know?
I found this. To take out the letter.
Hmm.
Cassandra just takes it and is like, okay, let's see what we got here. Solus, that's good. Claudian, good. That fort that he was talking about. So we were right. Okay, that's kind of maybe a bit of a waste of time.
Just changed the powers.
Mm-hmm.
And then just goes, 4 call.
It's 20 years back in Vitae. There was this dark mage undead guy. caused some trouble or something. Apparently that's the guy that made the bracelets for Claudian.
Wow. Figures. Dark Mage makes bad objects.
I know that name.
Say what? From where?
I don't know. I just... She kind of puts her arms around herself. I just know that name. I don't know why I know it. I just do.
Well, don't overstrain yourself.
Alright.
It just feels... It just feels wrong.
Cassandra just puts her hand on Rosa's head.
I don't
Alright, just
understand it.
Let's calm down. Let's take deep breaths. Let's get away. Let's get Claudian away from here, just to make sure none of his guards slip through. Then you're going to the inn and you're getting some rest.
Sandra. 20 Patea. 20 years ago. That's when I was born.
Oh.
When my parents died.
Oh boy. Yeah, this mission just keeps pulling out all kinds of weird twists and turns. Well then, there's just another thing we'll have to grill Claudian for. Maybe he'll give us a little foresight on this Forgall. I mean, really, is that his real name? Because if I named my child that, I just know that he would be born some, like, dark mage guy. I mean, like, really?
It's not funny. Just...
Fluffy kind of immediately comes up to you and starts nuzzling you affectionately.
It's... I get a really, really bad feeling it's not funny.
Never said it was.
Neither
funny.
do I find it amusing.
No one is finding it funny. I'm just trying to lighten the mood, because if you keep worrying yourself like this, you're going to make yourself really sick.
I do agree. However, I preferred your other plan more. It is late. We should all rest, have a nice clear head, and we can talk more about it in the morning. The guards will handle everything else here. Let's just put this guy with...
I say, first things
whoever's in
first,
charge.
let's go deliver the dick bag to the captain. Kunar, pick up the dead weight and let's go drop off a present.
Alternatively,
You
kind of turn and look, and there's Valmarfa just right there. Just, like, leaning against a wall nearby, just totally snuck up on all of you.
Okay, I'm gonna put a bell on you if you keep doing that.
I would like to
Didn't
see
you say
try.
that to me?
Of
Thanks.
course, I would
Thanks
love...
for the help there with the guy.
Of course. Now, you may pass him to me. I can take care of him, though I do believe it wasn't the plan to remove him from this place like that. Not that I'm complaining, the results speak for themselves, but nevertheless...
We kind of improvise to ensure that the guards are not reinforced with orders or he tries to sneak out.
Fair enough, though I don't imagine he's actually the one who gives the orders to his soldiers, save in a broad sense. He's a merchant, not a strategist. His
But he's also
security
the guy
would
who's
have a
most
command...
likely-
His security would no doubt have a captain of their own to coordinate a defense. Someone trained in that field.
Yeah, but he's the guy who pays the bills.
Fair enough. I'll take him from here. You all, go get some rest. You can meet up with us back at the barracks in the morning. We can discuss our next move.
Also, another gift for you. Pulls out the letter and gives it to her.
Oh, that... The letter said something about an informant. Remind me what it said about an informant?
What Was Forgal the informant, or was it just, or was you mentioned something else?
I don't think Forgal was the informant. No, he was a contact.
Yeah, it's something about an informant.
I honestly don't remember. I probably should have had the whole note written down first.
Probably.
In
Either way.
summary, what it all boils down to is Solus somehow acquired these bracelets that charmed people, presumably from this Forgal guy. They're holed up at a place to the north, that old fort y'all suspected. And they have a client coming in the next 4 days who presumably will be taking the captives off these people's hands. That's the gist of it.
4 days. How long does it take us? Oof, it's gonna be close.
Is that on foot, or what about with a ship?
The ship, it'll be like a quarter of the time, won't it? So.
With a ship, I mean, you'd have to kind of go around the coast a little bit. But yeah, you could get there in like just under 2 days.
Good. You just time to prepare and get a fleet.
Valmafra,
Yes.
the letter, it says we have 4 days, and then they're being sold off to someone. I don't know.
Very well.
You know, does the guard here know a name named someone named Borgall?
I'm afraid that name does not ring familiar to me. Go get some
Alright.
rest. We'll talk on the morrow.
I'll
that-
see them to bed.
And with that, Valmafra picks up Claudian, turns, ventures into a nearby alleyway, and you kind of watch her for a second, you blink, and that woman is scarily good at stealth. You blinked and she was gone.
You can just hear Kai just saying, and I thought Kunara was good.
Truly, she is the mistress of stealth.
But yes, as Valmafra disappears into the shade and the dark, with this sort of ominous feeling settling over Rosa, that's where we'll pick up next time.
I did have a little scene, but we could do that next time
Yeah,
when they're
yeah.
sending them off to bed.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, bit of a shorter session, but still, we managed to get a good hour and 2.5 hours out of that. So, with all that said, we'll go ahead and call it there. We'll pick this up next time. So, thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. We will see you next time. Until then, keep listening, people. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day or night,
Goodbye.
wherever you are.
Ah.
Lord.
And now comes the fun part, where I get to listen to all of these people's speculation in private.